Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah wahda liman la ilaha qabla la. Wassalatu wassalamu ala an-nabiyyi liman la nabiyya ba'da la. ما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد يا أيها الذين آمنوا استعينوا بالصبر والصلاة إن الله مع الصابرين آمنت بالله صدق الله العلي العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم الأمين ونحن على ذلك لمن الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا ومولانا محمد وبارك وسلم وصل عليه الصلاة والسلام عليك يا سيدي يا رسول الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا سيدي يا حبيب الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. After praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and sending salutations, peace and blessings upon the best of creation, the beloved of Allah Almighty, the coolness to our eyes, the purpose of our lives, the reviver of our hearts, the inspirer to our minds, the awakener of our souls, the most honored one, the most revered one, the most praised one, undoubtedly the most beautiful one, none other than Sayyiduna wa Nabiyuna Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa barak wa sallam. We are currently going through the month of Muharram al-Haram. In this month, a great event took place. A tragic event took place. An event that changed the history of Islam. That was groundbreaking. That illustrated and was left as an example for the Muslims till Qiyamah, that truth will always prevail over falsehood. This event took place in the month of Muharram al-Haram, and to be more specific, it took place on Friday, the 10th of Muharram. This event is known as Karbala, and it is spoken about every year. Throughout the Muslim world, it is remembered, it is spoken about what happened in Karbala, what took place in Karbala. Why did Karbala happen? Who are the main individuals in the story of Karbala? Before I look at these questions and answer them, it is important now, and listen very carefully to what I have to say here. It is very important that this story of Karbala, that the lessons of Karbala are explained to our youngsters in the English language. It is very important. Why? If we do not hold gatherings, whether Mawlid, whether Gyarvi, whether Karbala, Shuhadai Karbala in their remembrance, whether Mi'raj al-Nabi, whether Fazail Ramadan wal Hajj, if we do not hold gatherings on these subjects and issues in our masajid in the English language, Then as I mentioned previously, in 20, 30 years time, our youngsters won't know who Sayyidina Imam Hussain is. They will not know who Sayyidina Ghaus-e A'zam Shaykh Abdul Qadir Jilani radiyallahu anhu is. They will not know who Sayyidina Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam is. For this reason, it is necessarily important that we talk about this event. We teach these lessons in the language that is mostly understood by the young generation, in the English language. Who was Sayyidina Imam Hussain? Hazrat Imam Hussain radiyallahu ta'ala an is the son of Sayyidina Imam Ali, Mawla Ali radiyallahu ta'ala an. And they are the son of Sayyidatun Nisa'i Ahlil Jannah, Sayyidat Fatimatu Zahra radiyallahu ta'ala anha. They are the son of Mawla Ali and Sayyidah Fatima radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma. The elder brother's name is Sayyidina Imam Hassan. The younger brother's name was Sayyidina Imam Muhsin. Their sister's name was Sayyidah Zainab. Hazrat Imam Hussain radiyallahu ta'ala anhu was born in Madinatul Munawwara, the city of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And they were born in the 4th year of Hijri. Hazrat Imam Hussain radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, when they were born, Sayyidina Ali radiyallahu ta'ala anhu brought them to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And when a child is born, it is a sunnah that you place something sweet into its mouth. Everyone knows this. I'm sure everyone had something sweet rather than sour in their mouth when they were born. Something sweet is put into your mouth. Sometimes honey, sometimes dates, kujur. These things are put in. And in our tradition, the person who puts it in, the child's gurd goes towards that person. This is what they say in our tradition. Whether it's true or not, Allahu A'lam. When Hazrat Imam Hussain radiyallahu anhu was born, Nabi alayhi salatu wassalam, Mawla Ali radiyallahu anhu came to them. And Hazrat Ali was asked by Nabi alayhi salam, what have you named your son? And they said, I have named my son Harbun. I have named him War. Remember, Sayyidina Ali radiyallahu ta'ala anhu was arguably the greatest warrior that the Arabs had ever seen. Hazrat Ali radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, from the Sahaba, there is no companion who killed more enemies of Islam than Sayyidina Ali. Such a great soldier of Allah. That's why he was known as Shere Huda, Lion of Allah, Asadullah. Hazrat Ali radiyallahu ta'ala anhu had so much power in their forearm. Today, our lads go to gym and they try bench pressing 150 kg. And they come out of there and say, man, check my forearms out. Check my biceps and thighs. Look at my lats and look at my traps. And you think, man, why don't you shut your trap? Okay. Because most of the time, it's show shot. To prove I'm bigger than him and I've got bigger muscles and so on and so forth. And the strength, they don't have. In reality, they don't have. That's what we see so many times. Big guys, but small hearts. Mawla Ali radiyallahu ta'ala anhu wasn't the biggest guy, but he had the biggest heart. Hazrat Ali radiyallahu ta'ala anhu's forearm strength in one battle, there was so much strength in Mawla radiallahu ta'ala an's arm that they took a blow. They took a shot at the enemy soldier with so much power and force that the narrators narrate Mawla Ali's sword cut through his head all the way down, half his body. He was on a horse and took the horse into two halves as well. That's how much strength Mawla Ali's forearm has. 40 men tried to lift one door of Khaybar and they struggled. And Mawla radiallahu anhu went and with one forearm lifted a door 40 men couldn't lift. There was no steroids. There was no roids. Nothing. Mawla radiallahu ta'ala anhu was given this power directly from Allah Ta'ala through the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When you become the ghulam of Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam and you become mahboob to Allah Ta'ala, then Allah Ta'ala gives you this strength. When you get close to Allah, Allah gives you strength that you can't imagine. Mawla Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu is one of the greatest companions that ever lived. They came to Nabi alayhi salam, taking this mentality in mind, that this man is born soldier. And they said, I want to name my son warrior. I want to name him war. Nabi alayhi salatu salam said, no, name him Hussain. And the same thing happened a year before when Sayyidina Imam Hussain was born, and they said, I want to name him Harb. They said, no, name him Hassan. Hassan and Hussain. Allahu Akbar. These two names, Hassan and Hussain, are two names from the names of Jannatul Firdaus. The people of Jannat have these names. They are themselves Jannati. And they resemble the names of the people of Ahlul Jannah. Allahu Akbar. When a child is born, you put sweet into their mouth. Nabi alayhi salatu wassalam put the blessed saliva Mubarak into Sayyidina Imam Hussein's mouth. No need for dates, no need for honey. Hazrat, if all the sweetest of sweetest things were put on one side, and the sweetness from the mouth of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, blessed one, Hazrat, there is no comparison. There is no muqabla. The mitas in the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, Allah Ta'ala did not put this sweetness in anyone's mouth other than the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They had the most sweetness. And they put this. And you know when they said gurt, the kind of, how do we translate gurt into our language? Into English? It's characteristics, the nature and characteristic. The nature and characteristic is kind of inherited from the one who puts it into the mouth. Into whose mouth? Hazrat Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam put it into Sayyidina Imam Hussein's mouth, and Hazrat Imam Hussain inherited what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allahu Akbar. Hazrat Imam Hussain radiallahu ta'ala anhu grew up in the arms and hands of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Grew up in the laps of Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam had profound love for them. On the 7th day, Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam performed the blessed circumcision of Sayyidina Imam Hussain. They themselves did. They shaved their hair, waded and gave it in the way of Allah. Nabi alayhi salam themselves did this to this great grandson of theirs. This great individual. Now the reason why I'm mentioning these things, and I don't have time, unfortunately I sat and I said to Ali Sahib, okay, I'm in the mood of talking for 2 hours at least. I'm in the mood. And I rarely be in the mood. But unfortunately I only have an hour. In an hour it will be very hard to do justice. I don't think 1 hour, 2 hours, I don't think any hours will do justice to Sayyidina Imam Hussain. But in this time, it will not be enough for me to truly make you understand who Sayyidina Imam Hussain is and what a tragedy it was. The one who ordered Sayyidina Imam Hussain to be killed. And it's a full story. You can't tell the story, half the story. It's better if you tell a story, you tell the full story. And me, I'm a bit of a storyteller. So I need a lot of time to tell this story. Therefore, I don't have the time. Therefore, I will not attempt to begin the story. If I don't begin it, then I don't, just if I stick to it, basically I will talk. Sayyidina Imam Hussain radiyallahu ta'ala an grew up in the arms and the hands of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam had profound love for them. One day Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam were in their blessed masjid and they were moving on their hands and their knees and feet, moving around in Masjid al-Nabi. And Sayyidina Imam Hussain and Hussain radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma were sitting on their back. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam is moving around, Hassan and Hussain are laughing. They are enjoying. Nabi alayhi salam is playing with their grandson. And Hazrat Siddiq Akbar, Hazrat Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu ta'ala, Afdalul Bashar ba'd al-Anbiya, they arrive and they say, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what a beautiful sawari you are. What a beautiful ride you are. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam said, how great are the ones who are riding upon me. Abu Bakr, look at them. Look how great they are. Subhanallah. Hassan and Hussain. Subhanallah. Allahu Akbar. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, one day was sitting on the mimbar sharif and they were delivering their sermon. And right at the back of the masjid, Hassan and Hussain were holding hands, two brothers, elder brother, younger brother. And they were walking in the masjid. When they were walking in the masjid, Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam seen them from a distance. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam left their sermon, left the khutbah, left the mimbar sharif, went and picked them up and collected them. They came back to the blessed mimbar sharif. When they came back to the mimbar sharif, they sat down. And they began to say, إِنَّمَا أَمْوَالُكُمْ وَأَوْلَادُكُمْ فِتْنَةٌ. Your awlad, your children, your amwal, your money. Fitna, it's an azmaish, it's a test from Allah. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam said, these two grandsons of mine, these two sons of mine, they're a test for me. They will be a test for me. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam had so much love for Sayyidina Imam Hassan and Hussain that they said, oh Allah, I love these two. You love these two. And oh Allah, love the ones who love these two. When hadith Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam said, Husaynun minni wa ana min al-Husayn. Ahabba Allah man ahabba Hussain. Wa huwa sibtum min al-asba. Hussain is from me and I am from Hussain. Oh Allah, love the one who loves Hussain. Indeed, Hussain is a son from the sons. And sibt in one meaning is ummah. Hussain is an ummah from the ummahs. He himself on his own is an ummah. What is an ummah? Ummah is a nation. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam said, this grandson of mine, how great his rank is. He is an ummah from the ummah. He alone is an ummah. Allahu Akbar. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam had so much love for Sayyidina Imam Hussain radiyallahu anhu. So much immense love. One day they were walking past Sayyidah Fatima to Zahra's house. And they said, oh Fatima, my daughter, do not let me hear the crying of Hussain. Don't let me hear Hussain cry. Don't you know when Hussain cries, it hurts me. It pains me when I hear Hussain cry. And can you imagine how Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam felt on the day of Karbala when Sayyidina Imam Hussain was martyred? If during their life they were pained by just hearing the sound of Sayyidina Imam Hussain crying, then imagine when Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam actually witnessed the qatl, the murder, the martyrdom of Sayyidina Imam Hussain radiyallahu. Imagine how they felt on that day. If they said, Fatima, Hussein's crying, don't let me hear it. It hurts me when Hussain cries. It hurts me when Hussain cries. Don't let me hear him cry. Allahu Akbar. Sayyidina Imam Hussain radiyallahu ta'ala an had so much love for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nabi alayhi salam had so much love for them. After understanding these few narrations regarding their maqam and fada'il, their virtues, let's now move on to what Nabi alayhi salatu salam said about Sayyidina Imam Hussein's shahadat. Nabi alayhi salatu salam, before Sayyidina Imam, before they left this world, one day Nabi alayhi salatu salam was in Sayyidah Salama's house, al-Mu'mineen. This was one of the wives of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The angel of rain said to Allah, give me ijazat, I want to go meet the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah Ta'ala gave ijazat to this angel to go and see. Nabi alayhi salatu salam said to Sayyidah Salama, close the door and guard it, so nobody comes in. As she was going to go and do this, as they were going to do this, Hazrat Imam Hussain, who is young, is only 4, 5, 6 years old, 4, 5 years old. They come running through the door. They come running through the door and they jump straight into their Nana Jan sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam's laps. They sit in the goad of Rasulullah and they begin to play with their beard and they begin to kiss Rasulullah sallallahu. Nabi alayhi salam begins to hug them. Nabi alayhi salatu salam begins to kiss them, play with them, showing so much shafqat and muhabbat to Hazrat Imam Hussain. And the angel says, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, do you love him? Atuhibbuhu? Do you love him? Nabi alayhi salatu salam said, yes, I love him a lot. He said, you know your ummah, your people, they will kill this son of yours. Nabi alayhi salatu salam, Hazrat Imam Hussain is there and they're being told this and they're crying. Nabi alayhi salatu salam is hearing this. And the angel said, Ya Rasulullah, if you want, I'll show you where. Which land he will be. Nabi alayhi salatu salam was given some mitti, turba, some soil, from the soil of Karbala. This was red colored. And Nabi alayhi salatu salam gave this to Sayyidah Salama. They gave it to Sayyidah Salama and she put it into a karura, into a bottle. And they said, Salama, you know when this changes color, then no, my grandson Hussain has been martyred. No, my grandson Hussain has been martyred. In one narration, Nabi alayhi salatu salam said, this grandson of mine will be martyred in the early 60s. Nabi alayhi salatu salam said he will be martyred in Karbala. Nabi alayhi salam mentioned all these things before they left the world. When Nabi alayhi salatu salam left the world, Hazrat Imam Hussain radiyallahu ta'ala an was around 6 years old then. 6 years old, around 6, 7 years old. Nabi alayhi salatu salam left this world. And Hazrat Imam Hussain radiyallahu ta'ala an now, you see, was a major point in the history of Islam now. Nabi alayhi salam is the supreme leader of the Muslims. Now a deputy needs to be appointed. And Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq was chosen. Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, Hazrat Imam Hussain lived during this time. Then Sayyidina Umar Farooq was chosen. After Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq's 2 years, Hazrat Umar was in charge. Hazrat Umar Farooq ruled for 10 years. After Hazrat Umar Farooq, Sayyidina Usman was chosen. By now, Hazrat Imam Hussain and Hassan are in their late 20s, mid 30s. They are very young. They are grown up now. Nabi alayhi salatu salam said, Al-Hasan wal-Hussainu sayyida shabab ahli jannah. Hassan and Hussain are the leaders of the Nojawan of Jannatul Firdaus. Sayyidina Imam Hassan and Hussain are the leaders of the youth of Jannah. They are the leaders. They are the Sardars of Jannah. Hazrat, if they are the leaders, firstly we accept them as our leaders. We accept them. There are people who don't accept them. And then there are people who didn't accept them and fought them. Imagine fighting against the leader of Jannatul Firdaus. Can they ever be right? How can it be that you're going on the same battlefield as the leader of Jannat? That itself tells you there was only one haq on that day, not two haq. There was only one person right on that day. One side was right, the other was wrong. And that side was the side of Sayyidina Imam Hussain and their family. And they were representing haq. And Ibn Ziyad and Shimr Zil-Joshan and Amr ibn Sa'd, these people were who? Who were they representing? Batil, the wrong side. Allahu Akbar. Hazrat Imam Hussain radiyallahu ta'ala an. Now, during the Caliphate of Hazrat Usman, when Hazrat Usman's house came under house arrest, and the Munafiqun, you see, Hazrat Usman said, I don't want to tell you the names of these people. If I tell you, there'll be a big problem. So they remained quiet. Allahu Akbar. You know, during those 40 days when Sayyidina Usman, they stopped water from going to the Khalifa. He is the leader of the Ummah, and the people have stopped water from going there. To the leader. Allahu Akbar. Hazrat Usman radiallahu. You know what Mullah Ali said to Hazrat Imam Hassan and Hussain? They said, Hassan and Hussain, you know Hazrat Usman's house, Amir al-Mu'mineen, go and guard its door. Go and stand at that door. People say that Hazrat Usman was a dushman of the Ahlul Bayt, aliyahuz billah. He was an enemy of the Ahlul Bayt. He was against them. If Hazrat Usman was against them, and Sayyidina Ali was against Hazrat Usman, then why would he send his sons there? An enemy doesn't send his sons there. From this one narration we learn, Hazrat Usman and Hazrat Ali were fine. They loved each other, they respected each other. But there are people who lie about these people. Keep this in mind. The Ahlul Bayt loved the Sahaba. And the Sahaba loved the Ahlul Bayt. This is our Iman and Aqidah. Don't listen to people who lie. There are many people during these days on TV, YouTube, and in our cities who will spread lies. What lies? That, oh, Abu Bakr Siddiq and Umar Farooq were against Ahlul Bayt. How can Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq be against Hazrat Imam Ali radiyallahu ta'ala, and how? When Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam said, the one who looks at Ali's face, it is ibadah. An-nazru ila wajhi Ali ibadah. And Hazrat Aisha said, yeah, oh my father, I always see you looking at Mawla's face. Oh my father Abu Bakr, I always see you looking all the time at Mawla Ali's face. Why? What's the raz behind this? And Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq said, shall I tell you what the reason behind this is? I heard Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam say that looking at the face of Hazrat Ali is ibadat, that's why I look at him all the time. Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq loved Sayyidina Imam Hassan and Hussain, Sayyida Fatimatu Zahra, Mullah Ali. Yare Ghar is a dushman of Ahlul Bayt. How can it be? The one who stayed 3 nights in the cave is an enemy of the Prophet's family? No. Don't listen to these lies. Fabricated lies. Made up lies. To divide the ummah. This is dividing us. People think that really did Abu Bakr, was Abu Bakr against Hazrat Ali? No. These are lies people are making. And then Sayyidina Umar was against Ahlul Bayt. Hazrat, how can Sayyidina Amir al-Mu'mineen, Umar Farooq, be against Hazrat Imam Hassan and Hussain and Mawla Ali? When Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam said, I am awla bil mu'minina, over the believers. And then they lifted Mawla Ali's hand and they said, Man kuntu mawlahu, fahaza aliyu mawla. Whoever I am his mawla, Ali is his mawla. Who was the first one to put his hand up and say, Ali is my mawla? Hazrat Umar Farooq radiyallahu. Where's the dushmani then? Where's the hatred between the Sahaba and the Ahlul Bayt? There wasn't. These are 1400 years of lies people have been making against the Ahlul Bayt. Against the Sahaba Ridwanullahi ta'ala alayhim ajma'in. Hazrat Umar Farooq radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, during the Caliphate, Hazrat Abdullah bin Umar was sitting on the mimbar. Beautiful story. Hazrat Abdullah bin Umar was sitting on the mimbar Sharif, and Hazrat Imam Hussain and Hussain came and said, "Oh Ghulam, Ibn Ghulam, oh Ghulam, son of a Ghulam, oh you're a Ghulam, your father is a Ghulam, get off this mimbar Sharif. This is not your mimbar, this is our mimbar. We are the Nawasi of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam." Abdullah bin Umar heard this and became very upset. They went home and they met their father and said, "Father," crying, "Hassan and Hussain came to me, I was sitting on the mimbar, and they said, I am a Ghulam. I am their Ghulam. And they said that, Father, you are the Ghulam of the Ahlul Bayt as well." Allahu Akbar. Hazrat Umar Farooq said, "Did they say I am Ghulam? Did they say I am a servant of this?" Said, "Yes, clearly." Says, "No, take me to them. Take me to Hassan and Hussain. Take me to their bargah. Let me see them. Let me ask them, oh Imam Hassan and Hussain, am I the Ghulam of the Ahlul Bayt? Am I Ghulam of Mawla Ali, Hazrat Imam Hassan and Hussain? Tell me." They said, "Yes, you are our Ghulam." Hazrat Umar Farooq said, "Write it down for me. Write it on a piece of paper. Umar is Ghulam of the Ahlul Bayt. Umar is Ghulam. He's a servant of the Ahlul Bayt." When they asked him, "Huzur, why are you getting it written on a piece of paper?" He says, "You know, when I enter my grave and on the day of Qiyamah, I will show Allah this paper and say, Umar is a Ghulam of the Ahlul Bayt. Umar is a servant of the Ahlul Bayt." Tell me, where's the dushmani there? There was no dushmani. They were not enemies. They were friends. They loved one another. What do you think? These people have got the theka of the Ahlul Bayt. Kya ye log theka chahe Ahle Bayt? Tell me. That they say Hazrat Umar Farooq was against them and Siddiq Akbar. Do these people understand the Quran more, or did the Sahaba understand the Quran more? What's the answer? Who understood the Quran more? Sahaba. When Allah Ta'ala said, "O my Habib, tell them, La as'alukum alayhi ajran illa al-mawaddata fil qurba." I don't ask you for anything except you love my family more than everything. I don't ask for anything except love for my family. Are you telling me these people understood that ayat better than the Sahaba? How can it be? Those Sahaba who sat at the feet of Rasulullah, those Sahaba who looked at Nabi alayhi salatu salam, those Sahaba who ate from the food of Rasulullah alayhi salatu salam, those Sahaba who did bath on the hand of Nabi alayhi salatu salam, and these Sahaba were enemies of the Ahlul Bayt. My Iman does not allow, my Iman does not even accept this notion, this thinking that the companions were enemies of the Ahlul Bayt. Never. These are lies. 1400 years. These people have been lying about the Sahaba, misguiding people. Why am I emphasizing this point so much? Because you go to university, you will find them there. You go on Twitter, you will find them on there. You go on Facebook, you will find them on there. You go in your own communities, and what will you find? Oh, Abu Bakr and Hazrat Umar, and aliyazu billah, they send la'na on them. They curse them and they say, oh, these people, they were enemies of the Ahlul Bayt. They were against Sayyidah Fatima. How can it be? How can we understand this? When Mawla Ali's nikah was done and walima was done, didn't these Sahaba eat at that walima? Did they not eat from the walima of Mawla Ali? Of course they did. Did they stop? No. These are lies. Lies which have been fabricated against the companions. For this reason, it is important that we explain and we defend the azmat of the Sahaba. We defend the azmat of the Sahaba. And Hazrat, the Ahlul Bayt weren't against the companions. The Ahlul Bayt loved the Sahaba as well. They had immense love for them. Immense love for the companions. Nabi alayhi salatu salam's family loved the companions. Hazrat, our tariqah, our way, the way of the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah is what? We love the Sahaba and we love the companions. We don't do extremism in one and we don't do extremism in another. For us, they are the tajes on our heads. These are the crowns on our heads. Who gives me and you right to question them? Your own namaz isn't right. You can't even wash your face properly. You don't even know how to do istinja. And you want to sit and debate about and accuse and curse the companions and the Prophet's family. Allah Ta'ala protect us from these people. Allah guide those people. And Allah Ta'ala keep our iman protected, that we love the Sahaba and the companions more than ever. Hazrat Imam Hussain radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, when Mullah Ali was in charge, they became the Amirul Mu'mineen. They became the leader of the Muslims. After 12 years as Usman, Mullah Ali became the unanimous Khalifa, the unanimous Amirul Mu'mineen, leader of the Muslims. Hazrat Imam Hassan and Hussain were with. At that time, Sayyidina Imam Hassan radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, when Mullah Ali passed away, was 37 years old. When their brother passed away in the 40th year Hijri, they were how old? They were around, not 40th, 50th year of Hijri. 40th year of Hijri, Mullah Ali passed away. 50th year of Hijri, Hazrat Imam Hassan passed away. And 61st year of Hijri, Sayyidina Imam Hussain passed away. Around that. These are the dates. When Sayyidina Ali radiallahu took charge, they were the Khalifa, Amirul Mu'mineen, everyone accepted. Battles occurred. Battles occurred. Civil wars occurred. Amongst the companions, there were civil wars that occurred. And they were both, we believe, on the correct opinion. They were both defending their own opinions and what they felt, whether it was Jamal, whether it was Siffin. And Sayyidina Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu left this world. After Sayyidina Ali was martyred, and then Sayyidina Usman was martyred. Sayyidina Umar Farooq was martyred. These are all shaheed. And they are all alive. Because a shaheed doesn't die. These companions are alive. Hazrat Imam Hassan radiallahu ta'ala anhu became Khalifa. In Syria, Amirul Mu'mineen had, in Syria, Amir Muawiyah radiallahu ta'ala anhu had a great following. And then the Sulh was done between the two Muslim groups. Two Muslim groups. Sulh was done, reconciled. Hazrat Amir Muawiyah gave gifts to Sayyidina Imam Hassan. Hazrat Amir Muawiyah said, live freely. Hazrat Amir Muawiyah said, nobody attacked the Ahlul Bayt. These are all things Sayyidina Amir Muawiyah said about the Ahlul Bayt. People say Amir Muawiyah was against the Ahlul Bayt. Yes, they had differences. But this doesn't mean people can spread lies against the Sahabi of Rasulullah. Amir Muawiyah was haq. He was right. We don't dispute that. He was a companion of the Prophet ﷺ. We respect him. His son was Yazid. Now Yazid comes into the story. I haven't gone into too much detail of the caliphate. When Sayyidina Amir Muawiyah radiallahu anhu passed away, Yazid took control of the affairs. He became the ruler. Became the leader. Nabi alayhi salatu salam said Khilafat will be 30 years. After that there will be Maliks, kings, and there will be Amarat, Amirs who will take over. And this is what happened. From Sayyidina Amir Muawiyah's time, after that it was son Yazid. After Yazid it was his son Muawiyah. After Muawiyah, and like this continued. Once that family tree, Umayyads, they all lost control of power, then the Abbasis took over. The Abbasid Empire. This is a bit of history for you. The Abbasid Empire took over. And who were the Abbasis? They were the awlad of Hazrat Abbas radiallahu ta'ala. They took over. For hundreds of years they ruled the world, Muslim world. 60th year Hijri, Yazid is in charge now. Yazid said, I need 3 people's back. I need 3 people to accept me as the leader. I need Hussain ibn Ali, radiyallahu ta'ala, Abdullah ibn Zubayr, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. And I need Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Umar, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. May Allah be pleased with all these great companions. Yazid said, I need these 3 people to accept me as the ruler. They accept me, that's fine. Everything's fine. Now who was Yazid? We've heard all the virtues, or some of the virtues of Sayyidina Imam Hussain, Sardar of Jannah. Who was Yazid? Yazid was known to drink alcohol. He was an alcoholic. Yazid used to sleep around and commit fornication. Yazid used to miss his namaz and pray. Yazid was a person who wanted to make halal haram and haram halal. This is what he wanted to do. He used to have belly dancers who would dance around for him. This is namaz, drink the whole night. His governors, they used to drink as well. One day one of his governors stood and he was going to read Fajr Jama'at. And how many farz are there in Fajr? 2. His governor read 4. Why? Because he turned up drunk. This was the state of Yazid's governors and Yazid. Allahu Akbar. Now this Yazid has taken control and charge and power. Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu is 57 years old. Older than Yazid. Now you tell me, is Yazid worthy for being a leader here?
No.
He doesn't have the characteristics and the qualities of a leader. He doesn't have. And do you think Sayyidina Imam Hussain is going to accept that man as a leader?
No.
Never. How can the leadership that was from Rasulullah ﷺ to Abu Bakr Siddiq, from Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq to Hazrat Umar, Umar to Sayyidina Usman, Sayyidina Usman to Mawla Ali, Mawla Ali to Sayyidina Imam Hassan, Imam Hassan to Sayyidina Amir Muawiyah. How can, and Sayyidina Imam Hussain, seen Abu Bakr Siddiq's Khilafat, seen Umar Faruq's, Usman Ghani's, Mawla, he's seen it all. He's seen Khulafai Rashidun, the rightly guided Khalifas. He's seen their way of ruling and how great they were, how they never missed a namaz, how just they were, how they formulated the deen, how they constructed and structured the deen. He's seen everything. And now he sees this young boy who claims to be what? The ruler and wants his bed. Imam Hussain said, no, this can't happen. How can I give my hand to somebody who drinks, who sleeps around? He is not the leader. I don't accept him. Allahu Akbar. Hazrat Imam Hussain didn't accept. In the meantime, Sayyidina Imam Hussain had a big following in Iraq, in Kufa. These Kufans were who? These were the people who called Sayyidina Imam Hussain to Kufa, to Iraq. They wrote 40,000 letters. They sent them to Imam Hussain and said, Huzur, come to Iraq. We are the Shi'an of Mawla Ali. We are the Shi'an. Shi'an means muhib. We are the lovers of Ali. We love Imam Hassan. We love them so much. We were with them. They stayed with us. Remember Sayyidina Imam Hussain used to live in Madina Sharif. They didn't leave. Hazrat Imam Hussain radiallahu ta'ala an knew about the martyrdom. They knew everything. But they weren't allowed to tell anyone. They kept it quiet. Sabr. Sabr is the great quality that Sayyidina, one of the greatest qualities Sayyidina Imam Hussain had. Very patient. Throughout their life, they knew exactly what was going to happen. They knew they were going to be killed in a place called Karbala. They knew the year, they knew the date, they knew everything. But they stayed quiet. They didn't bring this knowledge out. They kept it a secret. When people asked them, they said, you don't understand the raz behind it. You don't understand why. What is the mission behind it? What's the purpose? Hazrat Imam Hussain radiallahu ta'ala an, when they were called, they sent their cousin Muslim bin Aqil to Iraq. Said, you go, take your family, children, and see what it is. See how the situation. They said when they wrote back a letter to Hazrat Imam Hussain, they said, Halat tasalli bakhsh hai. Situation is good here. Nu'man bin Bashir is he was a governor in Mullah Ali's time. Most of Iraq were whose supporters? Sayyidina Ali. Syria, Egypt, these places were Sayyidina Imam. Most of Iraq now were supporting, and they said, call them. Imam Hussain said, it's Imam Muslim bin Aqil, who was a cousin brother. He said, look, everything's fine, come, bring your family. So Sayyidina Imam Hussain left Madina Sharif to Makkah Sharif. There they met great Sahaba. Those Sahaba said, where are you going, Huzur? Because they had so much respect. This is the prince of the Ahlul Bayt. They said, we're going to Iraq, the people have called. They said, look, don't go. Don't go there. You know why? These are the same people who killed your father. These are the same people who deserted your brother. They will do the same to you. Don't go there. Don't go to Iraq. Stay here. Said, no, I have to go. I have to go. There is a higher raz that you don't understand why I have to go. There's something I know that you don't know, that's why I have to go. They knew who those people were. What do you think Sayyidina Imam Hussain didn't know what they did to Mullah Ali? And they knew. This was just a reason for the excuse to go. Allah Ta'ala had it all written. Hazrat Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu, from Makkah Sharif, the Ravana left and they were going towards Iraq. They were on their way towards Iraq. I'm going to stop the story here. I'm going to stop here because time is one of the essence. I don't have much time left. I don't have no time left. And two, this actual waqia is a very long story. There are things I've missed out and I don't want to start narrating bits and bats and you don't understand.
Give it 10 minutes more, please.
Haji Sahab wants 10 minutes. I don't know what the youngsters want.
20 minutes.
2 hours.
I'm not going to take too much time.
Carry on.
Sayyidina Imam Hussain radiallahu ta'ala anhu. I don't have too long. Hazrat Imam Hussain radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Imam sahab ijazat hai. Tuji sade Amiro. Masjid Imam. I'm not going to go into the full story. Just snippets of what happened. Sayyidina Imam Hussain went from Makkah Sharif towards Kufa, Iraq. Who did they go with? They took 72 of their family members. They took 72 of their friends and family. Hazrat, there's one thing I need to clarify here. There is a certain doctor on YouTube who said, Yazid, may Allah be pleased with him. He said, Yazid, may Allah be pleased with him.
Zakir Naik.
Yeah, whoever he is. He said this. Yazid, may Allah be pleased with him. For what? What good did Yazid do? Let me make another point. Hold this point. There's another point that I need to clarify. This wasn't the only grave atrocity and sin Yazid did. People think Yazid killed Sayyidina Imam Hussain. That's it. You know what happened in Madina Sharif in the 63rd year of Hijri? Ulama are sitting here. Yazid sent an army to Madina Munawwara, the Prophet ﷺ city. For 3 days, Sahaba and Ahlul Bayt were killed there. And they say rivers of blood were flowing through the city of the Prophet ﷺ. Yazid sent an army there, Lashkar. And they ransacked Madina Munawwara. And Madina Sharif came into standstill and under house arrest. Sahaba narrate for 3 days there was no azan, no jamaat, no iqamat in Madina Sharif. Because of who? Yazid. Yazid commanded and ordered that the ghilaf of the Kaaba, the cloth on the Kaaba be bent down. This is what Yazid said. And doctors are saying, Yazid, may Allah be pleased with him. What did Yazid do that Allah be pleased with him? Tell me. It is clear as a book. Open the books of history, it is all narrated in there. Yazid was an enemy of the Ahlul Bayt. Yazid said, either bring Hussein's hand or bring his head to me. This is what said. This is what happened. Allahu Akbar. The point I was making before. This doctor said, may Allah be pleased with him. I just narrated a few things that Yazid did from the many bad things that he did. Yazid wanted Hazrat Imam Hussein's hand. He wanted Sayyidina Imam Hussein's hand. Hazrat Imam Hussein said, no, I will not give my hand to such a person who has these bad characteristics and qualities that he's not fit enough to be a leader. He is not strong enough to be a leader, a ruler of the Ummah. And they stood up against him. Hazrat Imam Hussein took their family. Some people said Hazrat Imam Hussein, which is another accusation I will clarify, was interested in power. He was after a political power. He wanted to become the ruler and leader. People have spread these lies about Sayyidina Imam Hussein. Kharjiyyat, they have said, Sayyidina Imam Hussein wanted to be the ruler. That's why he went and fought against Yazid. Tell me one thing. If you are going to go and fight your enemy, or you are going to go and fight anyone, would you take your wife and children there?
No.
Would you leave them at home? You'd say, you stay home. We are going to fight a war. Hazrat Imam Hussein wasn't interested in the kursi. They were not interested in power. They did not want to become the leader. What Hazrat Imam Hussein wanted to do was say, these people can't be leaders. If today Hussein doesn't stand at a very critical point in the history of Islam, then till Qiyamah, Yazidiyat will be everywhere, and there will be no one like Hazrat Imam Hussein left. So, Imam Hussein wanted to leave an example for me and you, that if wrong happens, then you should stand up against the wrong. This is the sunnah of Sayyidina Imam Hussein. So Hazrat Imam Hussein wasn't after political power. They wasn't after leadership. Hazrat Imam Hussein, if they were, then they wouldn't take their family. Yazid, Allah is not pleased with Yazid. Why? Oh Allah, love the one who loves Hussein. Hussein is from me and I am from Hussein. Ya Allah, your Prophet Habib alayhi salam said, love the one who loves Hussein. And what about the one who's gone against Hussein? Who is fighting against Sayyidina Imam Hussein? Ya Allah, what do you say about him? The answer is clear. The opposite is the answer. If Allah Ta'ala loves the one who loves Imam Hussein, then Allah is at war with the one who is at war with Imam Hussein. On that day, Yazid's army and Yazid were going to war not against Sayyidina Imam Hussein alone. Hazrat Yazid's army was going at war against Mawla Ali. Yazid was going at war against the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Yazid was going at war against Sayyidah Fatima radiyallahu ta'ala anha. Yazid was going at war against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For the one who is at war against the friend of Allah, man aada waliyan faqad azantuhu bil harb. Whoever is at war against my friends, I am at war against him. And what about the ones who are at war against the grandson of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? The maqam of a wali, darja of wilayat, do not reach the darja of sahabiyat. You can have all the greatest awliya, Khwaja Ajmer, Ghawse Azam, Khwaja Khwajgan, Bakhtiyar Kaki, Zunnun Misri, Fuzail ibn Iyad, all the greatest awliya on one side, and you have one sahabi on the other side. The rank and the maqam of one companion is greater than all the Ghaws, Qutub, Aqtab and awliya that Allah has ever sent. That's how great a companion is. And they're not just a companion who has the blood of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a companion who is the grandson of Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, What do you think? That's an ordinary companion. That is a unique companion. Not everybody can have the blood of the Prophet ﷺ inside. This is an honored maqam. Yazid was going against not just Rasulullah's grandson. Yazid was going against the Sahaba. Yazid was going against Rasulullah's salatu. Yazid was going against Allah Almighty Himself. He is waging war. A war that he will never win. On the apparent when Sayyidina Imam Hussain was going there, a letter came from a man called Qais ibn Mushir saying everything has changed in Kufa. Ubaydullah bin Ziyad has been appointed the governor and Nu'man bin Bashir has been removed. Everything's changed. Hazrat Imam Hussain is on the way now. Hazrat Imam Hussain heard this. They didn't say, oh, let's turn back now, everything's changed. No. They said, we have to go there. Why? Why were they saying we have to go? Because they knew something nobody else knew. They knew there was a reason for why they're going there. They understood the real reason. They said, look, we can't turn around. Family was with them, everyone on this journey. Said everything's changed. Hazrat Imam Muslim bin Aqil was doing namaz in Masjid Kufa. These Kufis, who were Shia, they were the Shiites of that time. They were reading behind Hazrat Imam Hussain. How many? 22,000. Fajr. Started namaz with 22,000 behind Fajr. By the time Imam Muslim finished namaz, they turned around, looked, there was not even one person stuck there. What happened? Ubaydullah bin Ziyad said, look, if you support them, we will kill every one of you. We will butcher your families. What did they do? In simple terms, they sold out. The same people who are calling Imam Hussain have now sold out on Sayyidina Imam Hussain. They sold out. They sold out on Hazrat Muslim bin Aqil. Hazrat Muslim bin Aqil now is called by Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad and said, stand on the roof and curse Mawla Ali and Hazrat Imam Hussain. Curse them. They stood there, praised Allah and His Rasul. And they said, you know who I am? I am the nephew of Mawla Ali. I am the cousin of Hazrat Imam Hussain. I am from the family of the Prophet. When they heard this, they killed Sayyidina Imam Muslim and they killed his two young children as well. Things have now changed dramatically in Kufa. Imam Hussain are on their way. Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad, Yazid, sent 1,000-man cavalry under the leadership of a man called Hur ibn Yazid. Hur bin Yazid. And they said, Hur, you go. We've heard Hussain is coming towards Iraq. Arrest him and bring him back to us. Hur bin Yazid is going now with a 1,000-man army. On the way there, Hazrat Imam Hussain, their family, 73 of the caravan are going. And Hur sees, says, you are Hussain. I said, yes. And they said, do you know who I am? I said, I am Hussain ibn Ali. I am Hussain, the son of Ali, the grandson of the Prophet. Hur's heart changed. Hur said, you are the messenger of Allah Ta'ala. You are the grandson of the messenger of Allah. Allahu Akbar. Hazrat Hur bin Yazid said, look, I accept you. I respect you. I honor you. I give you water. Hazrat Hur bin Yazid read namaz behind them. This wasn't an enemy of the Ahlul. But he said, look, if I don't take you back, what's going to happen? They will kill me. If I don't take you back, they will kill me. Therefore, what we'll do is, I will lead the group. And we presume that you have been arrested by me. That way, I brought you back and my life is spared as well. Imam Hussain said, fine. So now they're going towards Iraq until they arrive at a point called Nineveh. When they get to Nineveh, they move slightly forward ahead of it. And the caravan stopped. And Imam Hussain asked them, where are we? What is this place called? They said, we've heard it's called Karbala. We've heard it's called Karbala. He said, certainly this is where we will stop. This place is called Karbo Bala. Karbun wa bala'un. This is the place of sadness. Karb means huzn, sadness. Bala means musibat azmaish. It means test. This is the place where we're going to stop. We will not go further than this. In the meantime, Yazid's army is camped in front. How many? 22,000. Who were there? All those who sold out were standing against Hazrat Imam Hussain now. Same people. Hazrat Imam Hussain arrived at Karbala on the 1st of Muharram. When they arrived there, on the 3rd, delegations, talks happened. And 3 options were put forward to Hazrat Imam Hussain. A man called Amr ibn Sa'ad ibn Abi Waqqas. Hazrat Sa'ad ibn Abi Waqqas was a great companion. He was the most famous and the greatest archer amongst the companions. Nabi alayhi salam would take arrows and give them. And they said, Sa'ad, may my mother and father be sacrificed for you. Fire them at the enemy. Nabi alayhi salam said, Sa'ad bin Abi Waqqas, who is he? He is from one amongst the 10 in Jannatul Firdaus. His son turned out different. Turned out very bad. He was now standing against Hazrat Imam. Amr bin Sa'ad was called, but Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad and Shimr. Amr bin Sa'ad wanted something. He wanted to become the governor of Rai. He wanted to become the governor of Rai. Rai is modern day Tehran. Not Tehran, modern day Tehran. He wanted to be the governor of that. He wanted governorship. He wanted this position. And Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad said, look, you can only have this position if you kill Hussain. If you kill him, then we will give you. Fight against him. He said, look, I don't want to fight. He said, if you don't want to fight, then you're not going to have it. He said, look, give me one night to think about it. One night, when that night, Amr bin Sa'ad is sitting there. His nephew comes in and says, look, don't fight this family. Do you know who you're fighting? The grandson of the Prophet. No. 1 minute he's thinking this. Next minute he's thinking, well, I want to be the governor. I want to be in charge. Next minute he's thinking grandson. Next minute. In the morning he wakes up, goes to Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad. He said, after much thinking, I've decided. I've decided, and I was sorry for what I said before. I was sorry. I am prepared to fight against Hussain. He said, I want to be the governor. I don't want anything else. I want to be the leader. He prepared his army. He said, go to him and present 3 options. Either hand, and the 3 options are mentioned, get his bay'at from him. If not, bring him back to us. If not, we will take him back to Syria. And there are conditions along these lines. Hazrat Imam Hussain said, no, I will not do bay'ah with you. I will not do bay'ah with you. This is not the sheba of the Ahlul Sunnati wal Jama'ah, the way of the people of Haqq. When Batil is standing there, you don't sell yourself out. You don't sell yourself out to wrong. Hazrat Imam Hussain said, no, I will not fight against it. I will not give my hand to him. Amr bin Sa'ad came back to Shimr al-Jawshan and Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad, and they said, look, if he's not going to fight, if he's not going to give the hand, then we will kill him now. The 7th, water stopped. 3 days, no water for the family. No water for the daughters, the children, Ali Asghar, Ali Akbar, Ali Al-Awsat, Sayyidah Sakina, Sayyidah Zainab, so many of the family of Rasulullah. Hazrat Ali's grandchildren, great-grandchildren. Hazrat Rasulullah's grandchildren, great-grandchildren. Hazrat Ali's grandchildren, their nephews, so many were there. Then the call for war began. 9th of Muharram, last night, before the 10th, Thursday night. Last night, everyone comes to Hazrat Imam Hussein's khema. He said, Huzur, they want to fight. He said, what shall we do tonight? They said, You go home if you want to go home. This is not your home. This is our home. They want me, they don't want you. Take the children with you. Look at the women of Rasulullah's family. They said, we will not leave you on your own here. We will stand till the last moment with you. Said, if this is, and they were so happy with them. As Imam was saying, they said, if this is the way, go back to your tents now, and all night, do ibadat to Allah Ta'ala. Do sabr and istiqlal, be patient. Don't shed no tears. Worship Allah Ta'ala all night, read the Quran. Hazrat Imam Hussain, last night, 9th of Muharram, the morning Fajr time, 2 Jamaats are going on. One there, one there. Imam Hussain are leading their family in Jamaat. Ubaidullah bin Ziyad and his people are doing. 2 Jamaats are going on. Let me clarify something here. Some people say, you should read namaz behind everyone. Go and read namaz, go and read namaz. If there's more people there, you should read. My question is, why didn't Imam Hussain read behind them? Why didn't Hazrat Imam Hussain read behind Yazid's army? They read the kalima, Imam Hussain read the kalima. They read the Quran, they read the Quran. They used to fast, they used to fast. What's the difference? Why didn't they read? Because they knew, how can we read behind them? If we read behind them, then we accept them. We can't read behind them. That's one point. And they didn't look at number. You see, they say, if you go to like Makkah, Mukarramah, Madina, Munawwara, millions of people are reading that, they have to be right. Because there's millions reading there. My question is, 22,000 were reading there. Why did the 73 join the 22,000? Common sense tell you, join the majority. Don't make your own. Join the majority. Don't make your own. Why didn't they join the majority? Because they weren't right. So now, if you go to the lands where millions are reading behind those people whose Iman and Aqidah is wrong, who don't have the correct Aqidah, who believe the Prophet ﷺ is dead, who believe these things, then you tell me, if Hazrat Imam Hussain didn't read behind them, then who are we to read behind millions as well? We protect our own Iman and Aqidah. We protect our own Iman and Aqidah. This is the dalil. This is the proof. If Hazrat Imam Hussain read, then we read. We don't read. We don't read behind those who disrespect the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sayyidina Imam Hussain radiyallahu ta'ala an, 10th of Muharram Fajr is done, preparing for battle. Hazrat Imam Hussain's friends fought in this battle. Nabi alayhi salatu salam said in one narration, whoever will be alive till then, help him in this battle. You know who heard this? Anas ibn Malik, the very famous hadith narrator. Hazrat Anas radiyallahu anhu heard this. You know what Hazrat Anas said? I was there on Karbala with Sayyidina Imam Hussain. I helped them because Hazrat Anas used to live in Kufa. They said, I went to support. Hazrat Anas, the Sahabi of Rasulullah was standing with the family of the Prophet. Hazrat Anas used to say, I had the hair of the Prophet. You know, this one hair, this was more beloved to me than this dunya and what's inside this dunya. I love this hair more than everything. If a Sahabi loved the hair more than everything, that was the hair of Rasulullah. Imagine how they loved Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. These are points. Our Aqidah is from who? The Sahaba and the Ahlul Bayt. What they did is our Aqidah. Subhanallah. So inshallah I'm going to conclude here. Now the battle is a long battle. Ali Akbar, Ali Asghar. Hazrat Imam Zainul Abidin wanted to fight. And you had Hazrat Abbas Alamdar. You had Hazrat Imam Qasim ibn Hassan, the nephew of Hazrat Imam Hussain, Hazrat Hassan's son. And you had many, many great fighters who fought in this battle from the Ahlul Bayt. And then Sayyidina Imam Hussain. You know what the enemy soldiers said? We had never seen anyone more courageous than him. We were scared to go forward to fight him. We didn't know what was happening. Because why? Once that sword of Zulfiqar came out, This was the sword the Hyder Karrar used to use. This is Mullah Ali's sword. Shere Khuda's sword. They feared. And it's narrated that Sayyidina Imam Hussain was fighting. And you know how many arrows were in their body? 121 arrows, and they didn't stop fighting. 121 arrows, and they didn't stop fighting. Hazrat, if you want to learn courage, you learn courage from the Ahlul Bayt. If you want to learn sabr, you learn sabr from the Ahlul Bayt. If you want to learn about ibadat, learn from the Ahlul Bayt. If you want to learn about Islam and Iman, you learn from the Ahlul Bayt. Allah Ta'ala grant us all the mahabba and the love of the Ahlul Bayt. Allah Ta'ala give us tawfiq to love the companions of the Prophet. Allah Ta'ala keep us firm upon the right aqidah and keep us firm upon the tariqah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Wa aqulu qawli hadha astaghfirullah li wa lakum wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.